I am back and I wanted to start a little hashtag, and feel free to join me. If you do join me, please tag me in your video. I would be very, very curious and excited to see what we can come up with. I know there are a lot of tags out there for Friday, and I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I am thinking about a hashtag for Fridays called Flashback Fridays. And in this tag, you can show your vintage, retro, antique toys and of any kind, dolls, toys, what have you, because I know that I have a great assortment and variety of different vintage toys and things that I have in my attic that, sometimes I like to break out of their boxes and surprise myself and see what I've had up there. And I think it's a really neat thing because I know when visiting a lot of your channels, I see that you have a lot of interesting and similar tastes and collections and a lot of vintage and retro toys that definitely appeal to a lot of different people. And even people that wouldn't normally be doll people, they do have vintage toys and retro toys, and it's always a fun way to showcase them and maybe bring some awareness to people who wouldn't otherwise know those toys, remember those toys, or even think, yeah, you know what, I might have that hiding in my basement or my attic, or my sister or my cousin had that, or what have you. So I think it's very interesting. I'm going to start with one of my very, very favorite retro vintage flashback dolls and toys, and it's Dawn. I don't know if many of you are familiar with Dawn, but she was like one of my first loves. I think that I had Dawn dolls even before I was old enough to really have Barbie. I think she was my first real fashion doll. I had a lot of dolls. I was very, very fortunate that my parents were so kind. And I will showcase some of the dolls from my childhood on these flashback hashtags. And as I say, please feel free to tag me in any of yours. I'd be so excited. Maybe we can create something fun with these Friday flashback tags. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about Dawn and the Topper Dawn doll, I should say, because as you know, I will speak here. I will let you know that Dawn, she was originally produced between 1970 and 73 by the Deluxe Reading Company. And although she is known as a Topper Dawn doll, there are different incarnations of the doll. And let me see if I can just get in my case here. I will mention something to you about, I have other Dawn dolls, but unfortunately they're either so put away so carefully or boxed in a box that I can't even get to. But I do have other Dawn dolls and another case, and I did have a lot of goodies with my dolls. Let's see, I'll just use their little display case for now to stand some of them up. And then I'll talk briefly about some of the dolls. Oops, where's her little shoe? These little shoes. Oh yeah, these little rubber shoes here. These were very, sorry about that, I got off the camera there. They're little rubbery, squishy little shoes. And man, that was something else. And don't be alarmed by the green knee. I mean, I have to admit, at first I was, because I always kept my Dawn dolls in like pristine condition. But like Barbie, they are wired. They have bend legs. And so that's what happens to the wiring inside of the doll. And, I kind of liken it to having an authentic vintage doll. She was the original Dawn doll, this outfit here, although her little loop is missing on her little dress skirt there. I do have other versions of her and her dresses. They are hiding from me now. But eventually, hopefully, I hope to find them. Anyway, and so the rubber and the wire inside created this like, varicose vein effect on the poor dolls. But to me, that just guarantees that I have an authentic vintage Dawn doll, because as I'm going to get into, you'll find out a little bit about them. And I'll go on about the dolls in just a moment here. They were popular, and believe it or not, they even topped Barbie sales for a while. They're like a 6.5-inch doll thereabouts, and they had different outfits. And oh my gosh, they had so many cute little different settings. Like Dawn here, the original Dawn, she is the head of the modeling agency. They're all models, basically. And I love their total 70s vibe because this was this was a thing in the 70s. You always had your hair parted down the middle, long, flat, straight hair, thick eyelashes, and the blue eyeshadow. This is the Dawn, the preeminent star of the whole show. She owns the modeling agency. I'd like to say she runs that modeling agency along with her other friends. And just incredible. I mean, like I said, they were my first love. They came with so many different outfits and accessories. There was a beauty pageant where they could actually come down. It was like a motorized beauty pageant. My cousin had that rather. And it was just so fun to play with. They had a disco, they had a beauty parlor, really cool 70s cars. And they were just so awesome. But when Topper went out of business in 73, that's when they were discontinued. However, they were reissued again. This is why I'm saying about the green light. They were reissued again in 2000 by Checkerboard for her 30th anniversary commemoration. And so Checkerboard did re-release them. And that's why I say about the green legs. This is how I know that my girl is an original 70s doll, because the newer recent reproductions, they're not really prone to the green knees. And so, that's how I kind of really feel about being okay with that, because I know that they are really vintage dolls. And this is something that comes hand in hand with these dolls. After the 30th commemoration, the one created by Checkerboard, they were again produced in 2004 by Toyorama. Yeah, Toyorama. And so that was just out for a little bit. That didn't go very long, for very long. And you still can see some of those 2004 dolls. And they do look very similar to my girls here. But like I said, it's the wow, I'm just looking. This is my girl here. She is the oh boy, I'm trying to the Dale. She's Dale. She's the Dale doll. So this is Dawn, Dale, there's Angie, there is the four originals were Dawn, Angie, Glory, Dale, and then they came out with Dinah, Denise, Melanie, Maureen, Daphne, Jessica, Longlocks, and then they did three boys, Gary, Ron, and Van. And also I do have some of those guys hiding somewhere. I don't know where I've got them. I would like to find those guys. They came with cool go-go boots. I mean, some of them, this isn't one of them, but some of them were majorettes and they could spin and they had cool little batons and cute little outfits. I mean, they were done so beautifully. Their outfits were incredible. I loved them. Loved. I can't say enough about them. And as I said, this is just a very small portion of my collection. This outfit here is very reminiscent of a Mattel version that Mattel tried to do. They were called the Rock Flowers. Now I do have Rock Flowers too, and hopefully I can find them in my stash upstairs, but they were all rubber bodies. They didn't have like this hard wire frame in there. They were more of a total rubbery body. This one is a walking one. You can see when I move her arm, her head moves. They just were so cool, and there were so many varieties and variations. But the Rock Flowers, I think they were in 1971. I remember getting those for Christmas one year from the local police station. They would always give out free toys and things like that. And I was really lucky to really complete my Rock Flower collection. I loved that. Those dolls in the 70s, I just absolutely loved. And also, we can't forget her sister across the pond, Pippa. In England, I believe it's the Palitoy Company. They produced Pippa. So Pippa is the UK version of our beautiful Dawn dolls. And so if you see our friends with Pippa dolls, know that absolutely it is a very close cousin to our Dawn dolls. And they're gorgeous. I mean, they had the best little outfits, mod and super 70s. I mean, I have friends that could tell you every outfit and every, look at those little gold gladiator boots and the stockings. And oh my goodness, I really tried my best to take the best care of my dolls. Although, as I say, those green knees, they definitely were a little bit of a problem, but nevertheless, what do I have hiding in here? I don't even know. This was a cool accessory. Let me move my dolls to the side here. You can see you could put hangers in there, and I don't know if you're getting a good view of that, but this was a great little case to carry them in. I'll never forget when I was a little girl with my mom, we happened upon a little girl selling her Dawn dolls right on her front steps, and I was able to get her whole collection with her case and all the accessories and everything. Yeah, I have just a couple little mod pieces in here with their little hangers even still. Look at that. I just love that hot pink. And here's the coat with this stripe inside, just so mod and so cool. She's got her little valise with her London and Tokyo stickers on there. These were incredible dolls to have. This was another great set here. This is her actual Dawn poodle with her little leash. And she's got her cool little mod top with the waist chain and her little gaucho-like pants. And these are the tiny little underwear. These dolls were so well made. Look at that scarf with the tassels. So well made, so well produced. I had an endless supply of fun and entertainment. And, you know, I can't thank my parents enough for really spoiling me with a lot of these dolls. I had so many. I loved them so very much. So anyway, this is my Flashback Friday toy, and I hope you enjoy this. I hope you learned a little something about Dawn and her friends. And if you have any Pippa dolls or Rock Flower dolls or anything fun and vintage you'd like to share, please do so. Use the hashtag Flashback Friday. Don't forget to hit me up in that tag so I could see your beautiful vintage and retro dolls. And as always, from our Dolly House to yours, we wish you a fabulous, fun Fashion Friday. Happy Flashback Friday, and we hope to see you real soon. Bye.